Hey friends, welcome to Essentially Jessi. Today I've got an epic battle between two Tom Ford fragrances, Tom Ford Noir de Noir and Tom Ford Noir pour Femme. So let's get to it. I recently hauled Tom Ford's Noir de Noir and Noir pour Femme in the same haul. I was so anxious to get my hands on both of them, to smell them. I mean, Tom Ford's got Black Orchid. He's got so many fragrances that have the word black or noir in them. So I thought, what's the difference? Do they smell the same? Do they not smell the same? Which one do I prefer? Do they lean more masculine or feminine? Is it date night appropriate? Can you wear them to the office? Because Tom Ford Black Orchid to the office is definitely like a one spray and then go to the office and you're good for the whole day at work. So I wanted to know about the longevity. I just wanted to know all the things about Tom Ford. So I picked up both of them in a recent haul and I've been wearing them. And with that in mind, let's battle. I picked up a full bottle. This is okay, let me redo that. I picked up a full 1.7 fluid ounce bottle of the Noir pour Femme because I heard that the longevity was really good. Honestly, I was looking at Tom Ford Noir, which is the men's version of this, and they also have a Noir Extreme. And I had watched a few reviews, did some research, and I found out that the longevity on the Noir pour Femme was actually preferred. So I thought, I want the longer lasting one if I'm dropping the money on a Tom Ford. The packaging is really pretty. It's very similar in style to Black Orchid. Obviously the cap is different, but it's textured, it's ribbed, I guess you would call it, on the top and the bottom of the case. When I smelled this, I knew I wanted the full bottle just because I had read that the performance was good, and I thought, if I'm spending the money on Tom Ford, I want it to last. But it's a good thing. I was so glad that I bought this one. I also picked up a travel size of Oud Wood. I will probably do a full review on it. It is really nice. This one is a warm, creamy vanilla, which is weird because Black Orchid, to me, is also a warm, creamy vanilla. This is a little bit balsamic, but there's just not as much going on as there is in Tom Ford Black Orchid. So this is a warm, spicy, I would say gourmand. It has bitter orange oil. I don't pick up a ton of orange whenever I spray it. Rose and amber, but it dries down to a vanilla and it is so, so good. I'm so glad that I got the full bottle of this. I've honestly been dousing it on myself for the past 2 days. Let's be honest. I really like it. The atomizer is classic Tom Ford. It is a thicker, creamier, heavier scent. It is interesting, but not overly confusing. Like when you smell Black Orchid for the first time, when I smelled Black Orchid for the first time, it was overly confusing. Now, I love Black Orchid. It's one of my favorite go-tos for the winter. But Noir pour Femme is one of my new go-tos for fall, winter, spring, summer. I like it. I like it a lot. It is a little bit confusing if you go to a department store and are looking at Tom Ford's and maybe the associate doesn't know, or you're not familiar, but this one just says Tom Ford Noir. So there's one in a shorter box that is Tom Ford's Noir for him. So it's the first one that came out. This one came out in 2012. And then there's the Noir Extreme. So the Noir Extreme is, I think, labeled as Noir Extreme, but the taller bottle of Tom Ford Noir is the pour Femme, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So I love reading what Tom Ford has to say about his fragrances. He says the Noir fragrances reveal themselves in layers, which is so true. The development of this fragrance, the initial smell could be a little confusing, but you can obviously tell it's going in the warm vanilla gourmand direction. But as it dries down, it is just a really cool vanilla. The pour Femme captures the fascinating paradox of the Tom Ford woman, extravagant and sensual. I feel like this is a great date night scent. I feel like this could be signature scent. Might get a little heavy in spring, summer, just in the hot heat, like July and August. But the rest of the year, this is a beautiful scent. This is definitely office worthy. This lasts on my skin, oh, it is so good. This lasts on my skin a good 6 to 8 hours. I have been overspraying this the last couple of days, and it's not overwhelming, but it lingers. It just has, and I just kept getting, I could just smell it. It was just so warm and cozy. I can see wearing this by the fireplace cuddled up. I can see wearing this to work. I can see wearing this on a date for sure. I can see wearing this to an elegant event. I can see wearing this to almost anywhere. I might not wear this to brunch or on a play date with the kids or somewhere super casual, but it's just good. It's just really good. So this is Tom Ford Noir pour Femme. Next up, we have Tom Ford Noir de Noir. I picked up the travel spray in this because I knew I wanted the Noir pour Femme. I wasn't sure about longevity on this. And again, if you're dropping the money for a Tom Ford, you want to get what you pay for, or any fragrance for that matter. Sometimes I'll love a fragrance enough that I'll say, I'll pay for that even though it's only gonna last 2 hours. I really wanna do a blind buy fails video because I have racked up a few of those in the last year. So this is Tom Ford Noir de Noir. This is a unisex fragrance. It is really nice. The packaging on this one, I think I shared this in the haul, but there's no distinction. So on the travel sprays, if you buy 2 travel sprays, you kind of have to remember the Noir de Noir comes in this brown, metallic, coppery, it's really pretty, travel spray atomizer. I love the cases that they come in. These are just really high quality atomizers. You do get what you pay for. So this, I couldn't figure it out at first. So it's Noir de Noir is black of black. And I thought, what does that mean? What is this going to dry down to? The cap is magnetic as well. So I looked up some notes on it. I smell rose. I really do get rose, but it's not feminine. It's not too feminine that a man couldn't wear this fragrance. I know a lot of men wear this fragrance. So it is a warm spicy. It is a warm sweet gourmand. So that's why I wanted to really compare Noir de Noir to Noir pour Femme, because they sounded so similar, and at first sniff they kind of ran in the same direction, but as they dried down, it's a different story. So this one has rose in it. It says that the keynotes are saffron, vanilla, and patchouli. I don't get an overdose of the patchouli. I think it just greens up the fragrance a little bit, but it's not patchouli. This is not a patchouli fragrance. It kind of gives me Intense Cafe by Montal vibes, maybe. I do like that fragrance. I'd probably say I like this one more. The longevity on this is really good. I would say 4 to 6 hours. I don't get quite the longevity that I get out of Noir pour Femme. Is this full bottle worthy? We'll have to see. I need to do a review on oud wood and really douse myself in some oud wood and then come back to you guys, because I think that I want a full bottle of Noir de Noir or oud wood. I'm just not sure which one. I want more. And it is fall, so I feel like Noir de Noir is probably more fall, winter-ish. This is kind of a heavier scent to wear, I would think, in spring and summer. But as it begins to dry down, it really does kind of chill out, smooth out, where it's not too much at all. So the description for this is, it's a compelling dark portrait of feminine and masculine duality, where rich feminine florals collide with masculine earthiness of black truffle, vanilla, patchouli, oud wood. The warm and sensual gourmand fragrance is the essence of yin dance with yang. I think that's a really cool description. This is truly a unisex fragrance. While Noir pour Femme, I honestly know a couple of men that wear that, because the bottle only says noir on the front. So even though it's pour femme, it doesn't appear to be overly feminine. The bottle doesn't. And honestly, unless you're a perfume crazed fanatic like me, you probably wouldn't even know the difference whether it was masculine or feminine, because the bottle is very unisex. So I got online and I was looking at Noir de Noir. So Tom Ford released this in 2007. So Noir de Noir was actually launched before Noir pour Femme. This is it's described as an earthy rose. It is, but it isn't. I get that it's earthy, but it's not dirty. It's not a really harsh. It is a really nice fragrance. I would honestly call this a rose fragrance. Maybe a black rose. Maybe that's why it's Noir de Noir. So the notes on this, I said include patchouli, and I get some patchouli, but again, it's not overwhelming patchouli. It will run you about $134. So the Noir Parfum is a little more affordable, while the Noir de Noir is in the private blend collection, so those are a little bit pricier per fluid ounce. This is a hard one. Some battles are easier than others. Some there is a clear winner. Sometimes I just really like one more than the other. Again, Noir de Noir, I would call this a rose fragrance. Not a feminine rose fragrance, but a rose fragrance. A really nice rose fragrance. Well, Noir Parfum is really a vanilla fragrance. I asked a couple of people this weekend which one they preferred better. This was the overwhelming winner for my friends. I feel like I really hate having to choose one or the other. I'm kind of regretting this. But if I had to choose just one, I would choose the Noir Parfum. I think it's more universal. I think it's more, the Parfum part should not shy you off. If you're a man, you can totally pull this off. Go smell it. Everyone should go smell both of these fragrances. Get samples, take them home, wear them, because you might not like it at first, but then once you wear these for 30 minutes to an hour, they dry down to something very different than the way they smell initially. I always recommend try it before you buy it. These would be safe blind buys for anybody that loves Tom Ford. I feel like if you like rose, but you're okay with a more masculine unisex rose, this would be, the Noir de Noir would be a safe blind buy for a woman. I feel like a man that is into Tom Fords, either one of these would be a safe blind buy. I don't feel like these would make great gifts just because they're not mainstream enough. So it's not your mom's fragrances probably. It may not be something that is on your teenage daughter's fragrance tray. She may have Britney Spears Fantasy or something really floral, and these are not florals. Neither of them are floral, mainstream, sweet enough to be really, this is it, easy pickup for a gift for Christmas, birthdays, whatever. I just don't know that I would gift to Tom Ford unless I knew that the person enjoyed Tom Fords. On the flip side of that, for a man, this is not a fresh, clean, soapy fragrance that most men wear. Most crowd-pleasing, top-selling fragrances are just fresher, cleaner, maybe woodier. These are more complex fragrances. That's why they're Tom Fords, and probably why I love them. But I don't know necessarily, unless a man loves Tom Fords, that this would be, either of these would be a safe blind buy for a man either. But I am totally pumped that they are both totally unisex, even though the one is marketed for women. The longevity on both of them is really good for the value. I feel like you could wear either one of them. They just go, they have so many similarities. I feel like that you could do 2 sprays and wear it to the office. I wouldn't do more than 2 sprays for the office. These are both great date night, anything that is more, a little more formal, dressed up. I'm probably not gonna grab these and wear them like white t-shirt and jeans, but anytime I'm going out with friends, I wore the Noir Parfum to church. I loved it. It just really performs well and is interesting enough, but isn't confusing. Thanks so much for watching. What's your favorite Tom Ford? I love discovering new Tom Fords. He has so many fun fragrances, and I just want to get my nose on them all. I did recently smell the new Dirty Peach. I don't know, it was just maybe a little overwhelming for me. What's your favorite Tom Ford? I love Tom Fords. He has such a wide collection and such wide variety of different fragrances and different fragrance. They just go so many different places. Some of them smell similar, but then the dry down just takes you to a totally different place. And that's why I really appreciate Tom Ford. The fragrances are so complex and refined. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, or which one you think I should smell, or is there a battle you'd like to see? Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified of all future videos and battles. Smell you later.